Welcome everyone to my another video which is related to the general equation of shear stress for a rectangular section. You know that when we are talking about the variation of shear stress in a beam, which we usually consider as average shear, like shear stress over area, but in real sense we should know the actual variation of the shear stress in a cross section. In our previous video, we have discussed about the transverse shear. We discussed about the formula to calculate the shear stress. Now in this video, we are moving a step further for deriving a general equation of shear stress for particularly rectangular section. So let's start this video. So if you remember from our previous video where I discussed that the shear stress is being calculated by the formula VQ over IP. Now when we are talking about a particular section, then the parameters or the variables in this equation which need to be considered are actually V, not the V actually, but QIB, which are related to the section. Shear force V is irrespective of the section. Now in order to have the value of Q, which you know that it is first moment of area, so for that we need to consider a section where we want to calculate the shear stress, an arbitrary section actually. So let's say that the arbitrary section is AB, which is at a distance of y from the neutral axis, and you know that when we are dealing with such kind of section, then the area above the line AB is considered, I mean this area. So let me recall that Q is actually being calculated by formula A dash multiplied by Y dash. Now what is A dash? A dash is actually the area of this shaded portion. Now you know that the distance, or you can say the total height of this rectangular section is h. So when we are at neutral axis, it is actually mid of that h. So this distance is actually h by 2 then. So if this distance is h by 2, then this distance we can say is h by 2 minus y. Since the total distance is h by 2, but if we subtract, then we will have this remaining distance. And the breadth is b, so area will be simply multiplication of these two. So then area is actually h by 2 minus y is to be multiplied with b. Now y dash. Now y dash is actually distance from the center of this considered area until neutral axis. So how we can determine that? It's quite easy. You can see y plus half of this distance will actually be this y dash. So I can write it this way, as half of this portion will be h by 4 minus y by 2 plus y, the distance up to the neutral axis then. Now let's have a quick simplification. So let's keep this as it is, h by 2 minus y and b. We can do some bit of calculations here. So the common variable in these two is actually y. H is different here, so we'll just keep the h value as it is. Now if we subtract half of y from y, we will left with half of y then. Now we can do a bit more calculation here by taking out 1 by 2 from here. So if we just take out 1 by 2 from here, then we will be having this same h by 2 minus y, and now we can say that we will be left with h by 2 here and y here, and obviously the b. Now why I have written these two together? So that we can do something with it. Yes, we can do something. You know that from your basic classes of mathematics, you know that x minus y multiplied by x plus y, that is actually equal to x square minus y square. So here x is actually h by 2, y is y. So from here then we can write as h square by 4 minus y square multiplied by b here. So we cannot simplify further. We have the equation for q here. Now we just simply put into this general equation of shear stress. So we keep shear force as it is, but instead of q we can write as half h square by 4 minus y square, that is to be multiplied with b. Now you know that I is actually moment of inertia, and for rectangular section that is bh cube over 12, that's to be multiplied with b. Now you can see b and b will get cancelled. We can do a bit more of simple calculation by taking 12 in the denominator. Then the 12 will be divided by 2, it means 6. So 6v in numerator we have bh cube left. What else we have been left with? We have been left with h square by 4 minus y square. Now this is the equation of shear stress for a rectangular section. Now here there's only one addition of variable, which is y. That's important because we should be knowing where this section is where we are actually determining the shear stress. So in this case it was some distance 5 from here. Other than that, the other variables v, h, b, they are same. Now if you can see the term y square is negative, it means if we have higher value of y, obviously the maximum cannot be greater than h by 2, and when it is equal to h by 2 then this whole term will be 0 and shear stress will be 0. It means at the extreme fiber of this beam there won't be any shear, but it will vary from 0 to h by 2. So in that range, if the value of this y is more, the shear stress will be less. And if we just make simple calculation, like if we just put y is equal to 0 here, it means when we are at exactly neutral axis, if we have this AB at exactly neutral axis where there won't be any y value, so when the y value is 0, let's see what we are going to get. Yes, there will be some calculation here. Instead, like when y is equal to h by 2, then it was simple that this term will become 0 and ultimately there won't be any shear. But if we just put y is equal to 0, then let's see what we are going to get. So you can see that y is 0. So now we'll have h square by 4. So this h square will we get cancelled and we are just being left with bh here. So you can see now we are just being left with 6 by 4 in multiplication of v over bh. Now you know that bh is actually breadth and height. If you multiply them, it's actually the area of the section, the whole area of the section. And if you divide 6 by 4, then it is 1.5 actually. So v over a actually. Then we are familiar with this formula, which is actually the shear stress, shear force divided by the shear area. Now this is the equation when we are talking about the average shear stress. We normally consider as average shear in a beam, but since we are talking about the variability of shear in a section, which is actually varying, it is not constant throughout, but usually we consider as average. But you can see that the maximum shear that we have got in this rectangular section is actually equal to 1.5 times the average shear. So if you are designing our beam with an average shear, then it can get fell at the natural axis of the beam. So therefore we need to consider this 1.5. That's because the variability of the shear stress in a section tells us about. Now let's see how this shear stress is varying throughout the section by just looking at the equation. So the same section, for this section we have this equation for determining the shear. Now let's draw a line and we will draw the shear on the right hand side. And let's say that this is the neutral axis. So when we were at the extreme end at this point where the y was actually equal to h by 2, and when we put the y value here, we come to know that the shear stress is 0 here. Now, but when we put the value of y is equal to 0 at this point, where y is equal to 0, where we have found that the shear stress is actually equal to 3 by 2 of the average shear stress or V over A. So let's say that point is somewhere over here that has some value. Now, looking at this equation, you can see that throughout the section, there is one variable is varying. The other variables are constant, like shear force is constant, the breadth is constant, the total height of the section is constant, but the y variable is varying. Now, this variability of y is in square. When the variability is in a square, it means the movement is 2-degree curve or it's parabolic. So it means from start till to the end, the variability is in parabolic way. Now I forgot to discuss that the variability below the neutral axis will follow the same way. When we are at this point, again, you can see that y will be equal to h by 2 and shear will be 0. So it means the variability will again be parabolic. So this will be a same parabolic curve until to the end. So you can see this is how the shear stress is going to vary in a rectangular section. So y can be upward, y can be downward. Even if you take negative in the downward, since it is square, so it doesn't matter. So this is the graphical way of representing shear stress in a rectangular section. So in this video, we have learned the general equation for shear stress in a rectangular section. And we also come to know that where we are going to have zero shear, that will be the extreme fiber in a B. And we also come to know where we are going to have maximum shear. That's actually at the neutral axis. So that's all from this video. I believe now you will have better understanding of how we can determine the shear stress in a rectangular section with more general equation. Though we can use this equation, but if we are using this equation, we don't need to calculate the first moment of area, and we don't need to put the moment of inertia equation. We simply have the very basic equation where we just need what is the breadth of the section, that is what is the height of the section, and where we want to calculate the shear. So that's all from this video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in next coming videos. Till then, bye.